Before we get started, guys, I would appreciate if you could give the video a big thumbs up, comment on the
Nailed it!
Hi guys, I'm Barry Boxing Coach and welcome to today's video on how to train professional boxers. Before we get started, guys, if you could give the video a big thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. Let's go. So the first thing I learned when I started training professional fighters under another pro coach, which was the best thing I ever done. If there's any coaches out there who feel like they want to train professionals, I would say go under someone's wing for a while. I trained with a man called Harry Andrews, great coach, great person, great mentor of mine. And he really made me understand the importance of giving your fighters time and dedication. You do know that fighters have died, boxers have died in the ring, that they've had serious injuries, and some of that can come down to you not preparing your fighters right. And when he said that, from that day I was like, wow, that fighter is trusting you with their lives, because they're trusting you to get them ready for a fight with another man in 8 or 10 ounce gloves, and they're punching their heads into each other. So first of all, you should feel honored and proud that you have professional fighters that want you to train them, but you must give them the respect. That's why for me, and I don't mean this in any rude way to any other coaches who train their fighters at the same time, I like to train my guys separately. So I know I'm giving them my undivided attention, my dedication is towards them, and I'm putting all my energy into them. So when it comes to fight night, my conscience is clear. I know for a fact I've done my job 110%. So that, for me, is number one of the most important things. Respect them. Respect the fact that they are professional fighters. And this can go out for any level, or MMA, whatever, but I'm talking about professional boxing today. Respect the fact that they trust you enough for you to be in their corner. So that must mean you need to build a relationship with them. They must trust you. They must believe in you. That you need to be their voice that they're looking for in the corner, inside the ring and outside the ring. If they don't respect you, that's not good enough. So trust, respect, dedication. Don't worry about money, don't worry about titles. Make sure they come out of that ring safe and get to go home to their families. If people ask me, what is the definition of being a good boxing coach? And what I'm about to talk about can go for any other coach, but this in particular is very important for boxing, because as I just spoke about, it's a serious sport and you want to make sure that you guys are well prepared for battle. If someone asked me to explain myself, how I coach, what the whole point of it is, what my methods are, it's to train my fighters to do the right things at the right time. So all that means is I'm going to go back to when I kept failing my driving license when I was younger. 4 times I failed the theory test because I wouldn't read that one part of the book. If I read it, I would have it covered and I would have passed it the first time. Exact same as when you're training your fighters. Have everything covered, every situation covered. Of course, it's nice to just do nice pads in the middle of the ring, throwing long combinations, but that is not going to happen in a fight, and that is you putting them in danger. So you need to make sure everything is covered. If you got a tall fighter, you want to keep him on the jab, no problem. That's what you want him to do. But what happens when he's getting pushed back against the ropes? You got to make sure that you have a book full of shapes, because he's going to have to change his shape when the small stocky fighter comes on his chest. You can't be standing tall with your chin in the air. You've got to sit on that right leg, bend your shape, get ready to counter punch, tie him up or lean against the ropes. So it's all about having situations covered. That's it, good. Once you're there, you've got nothing to do. You just throw all you do is throw. You don't need big, you've already changed the shape. Instead of standing tall and then changing to throw, do it in one. There, boom, bang. Okay, slow. So if you got someone who's aggressive, smothering you, you're halfway there. Slow. Then you can find the gap after. Slide and dip. Now that comes from repetition. Repetition. So outside my training camps, because when you're in training camp, you need things to flow. You have to put the clock on and you got to get the rounds in to get fit. Outside your training camps, you need to work on these kind of things. From your last fight, when you was on the ropes, you were coming on square. You got to work on that until it's right. when you are giving your fighter pads, or you're training them, that you can put them on the bags, pads, paddles, however you train them. I like to give my fighters pads because it's the best way I can connect. I can, it's like a real life kind of thing, just without the actual punches to the face, even though sometimes I do get punched in the face. Let's say my fighter throws a jab, okay? If it's not good enough, you gotta stop him. Why is that jab not good enough? You need to ask them, because if they don't know why, listen, anyone can do pads because the coach is in control. You can hit pads and you can literally be thinking about something completely different because I'm literally telling you what to do. So you gotta make sure your fighter is switched on. So you ask them, why was that jab not good enough? And then he will think, okay, what has Barry said to me about this situation? When I'm jabbing, I need to make sure my stance is right. My right leg is too far behind my lead leg. My shape isn't right. I've got too much weight on my front leg. So then you're working it again. Then it comes back to the thing of trust. If they trust you, they will listen to you. So then you tell them, good, nice, that's better. See, I told you, because you had that shape, that jab is better. So then you go live again. You're on that jab. Now you're pushing them back towards the ropes. Now their brain's working because you just told them about their shapes. Now they change their shape to the right shape when you're against the ropes. Bend down, chin tucked in. Then they'll counter punch. They'll look for an exit because you have drilled it into them to not stay on the ropes. Look for an exit, and then he's back on that jab again. Because now he knows how to throw that jab right because you have corrected him. So when someone does something good or bad, you need to stop and tell him, good jab, that was nice. Even if they don't do a bad jab first or a bad 1-2 first, even if it's a good one, nice, that was good. Why was it good? Yeah, because my shape is right. And you didn't rush it, and you moved before, and then you had a defense after. So you're always looking to start something with a movement, finishing with a movement to get the correct punch and to be safe after. And like I was saying, that must come down to trust. Because they trust you and that you're the voice they're looking out for, and you're praising them and telling them they're doing something good over and over again, that will sink into their subconscious because you're the voice they want to hear. So sooner or later, it gets to the stage where they don't make that mistake as much. They won't pull their chin up when they jab as much because you have drilled it into them time and time again, the right way to throw it, what you should do before, what you should do after. It's not all about trying to change the next punch, next combination. Yes, you need to let it flow. I'm not saying stop them after every punch, but you just they need to know what is right and what is wrong. And the most important thing, guys, I can't express enough, make sure your fighters enjoy themselves. That when they're in there, they're feeling good, because you know the old classic saying is, a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. It's true. You can't just be horrible to them, treat them like dogs, not praise them when they do things right. It's hard because you're with the same person 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, back and forward, you know, looking at each other, talking to each other, ringing them after training. You're gonna have disagreements, you're gonna have arguments, but you have got to make sure they feel good and they're confident and they're enjoying themselves. You gotta have a laugh with them. You gotta become a part of their life. I'm not saying you need to go out drinking with them and stuff, but you need to make sure that they trust you and they're close to you. So that's why today, guys, I wanted to touch on methods of training, more the psychological part of making them trust you, believing in you, coaching them the right things. Don't coach them stuff that they won't do in the ring, because you're going to get them hurt. You're not the one getting hit. I'm not the one getting hit. I haven't had many fights. I'm not a legendary professional fighter. I had a couple of amateur fights and stuff, so I can't be there saying I done this, I done that, because I haven't. But I understand the dangers of boxing. So you can't blow smoke up their oh, that's great, whatever, because you just landed a 20 punch combination. It is not going to happen in a fight. So you're now showing them something that they will not ever do, which is ridiculous. Train them what they will be doing in the ring. Prepare them, get their confidence up, make sure they're enjoying it, and you got to be there for them, because they, one more time I want to say this, they have put their lives into your hands. Thank you for watching today's video, guys. I would appreciate if you could like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel.